Getting into kink was 100% my idea, and I initiated all of the initial conversations that led us to have a dynamic. My husband teasingly says that I poured chocolate syrup all over his vanilla ice cream, and he was brave enough to take a few bites and now doesn't want ice cream without the syrup. I love that. We've learned and grown together as we built our dynamic. I know, it's so cute. They are so cute, you guys. He tolerates my constant desire to learn more, try more, and be more. He very rarely says no to my endless stream of, hey, can we try this? I am just as eager when he brings something new to the table to try. Surrendering to him has become my happy place. He loves the shit out of me and is never shy of making it obvious to anyone. I am so beyond blessed to be married to him. I adore our dynamic and how we interact within our respective roles. But I want more. I read about couples with high protocol dynamics, and that makes me feel as though our dynamic is not enough. He hasn't given me very many rules, doesn't demand I kneel at the snap of a finger, and if I'm mildly bratty, he's quick to just laugh it off rather than get mad or punish me, which is usually what I'm after when I'm being that way. He doesn't seem interested in high protocol dynamic, but I am. I've brought it up more than once in the last couple of days, and he either ignores it or shuts it down without discussion. I find that really frustrating. This man deserves worship. He's earned it. I would literally kiss his feet when he comes home from work, but all he wants is a hot dinner and open a cold beer. I feel like how I currently submit is not enough, and I don't understand why he doesn't want more. I realized during your rant that I'm harping on him for something that I want. The question at the end of the day is, how do you spoil someone who doesn't want to be spoiled? All right. So as always, I have a couple of things that kind of stood out on my radar here that I want to speak to first before we jump into the specifics here. So the first one, Moon Pie, are you struggling with any sort of like feelings of like shame or insecurity or self-consciousness around your enthusiasm in your dynamic? Is that anywhere on your radar in any way, shape, or form? Where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm too much. He's going to get tired of me. Anything kind of in that purview going on? Oh yeah, I feel like I'm a lot. Okay. All right. Yeah, I picked up on that and a couple of the words that you used. That's one thing I love about you, Moon Pie. You say what's really in your heart, and I love that. I love that so much. It just comes out in your words, and you're so easy to speak to, and you're so easy to communicate with. So just want to give you that compliment. I always love your questions. They're always very, very clear, and I think you're absolutely brilliant. So why I picked up on that is the two kind of things that you said. He tolerates my constant desire to learn more. And then you said he very rarely says no to my endless stream of, hey, can we try this? And so I just wanted to speak to that real fast. Maybe just be vulnerable with your husband and share that with him. Before we get into any of this, I'm realizing that I might be feeling a little insecure because I feel like I'm a lot to you. And just be honest, every other time, Moon Pie, that you've brought to your husband your insecurities, what has happened? I hear what's happened is it's amazing. You get blissed out and you guys have great sex and your dynamic just levels up. So that's number one. I think that would be super beneficial for both you and your husband. You want to serve him in those ways. You want to worship him in those ways. He doesn't right now want to be worshiped in those ways. So what would actually be the most worshipful, submissive thing that you could do in this situation, Moon Pie? Shutting your mouth? No. Self-betrayal is never the answer. no. What you can do, I feel like I push a lot. Okay, but I think that's why you need to have that conversation. Is you default to, okay, I'll just shut up now because that insecurity hasn't yet been resolved. You picking up what I'm throwing down, girl? So that's why I'm saying have that conversation. That needs to be resolved first, okay? You're like, okay, I'll just shut my mouth. I'll just keep my mouth shut. And you're censoring yourself and you're hiding because there's something in you that says, I'm a lot. I'm too much. What does that equal? He's going to get tired of me. He's going to burnt out. He's going to leave me. He's going to cheat on me. Like whatever it is. There's an attachment there. You see what I'm saying? And I know you said he's amazeballs and all of that. This isn't because of him. This is something from you that's in the back of your mind. So I would literally kiss his feet when he comes home from work, but all he wants is a hot dinner and open a cold beer. What if we incentivized, showed him the possibilities, and honored and worshiped him how he wants to be honored and worshiped? Because you can do both. Okay? Ready? Okay. So I'm just going to use the example that you provided here because I think this is the most effective way to do it. So you said you would literally kiss his feet when he comes home from work, but all he wants is a hot dinner and open a cold beer. Okay, what about this? He comes home from work. You already have dinner prepping. Dinner be prepping. Dinner's already good. Dinner is just like in its final phase. It's going to be ready in like 15, 20 minutes. You don't even have to pay attention to that. Okay, but that you've checked off because you know that's what he wants when he gets home. Okay? So we already are serving him in a way that he wants by having the dinner prepped. Okay? Usually have his plate finished. Even better, right? Okay? But why I said keep it on the burners for a minute is because I have plans for you if you like my idea, if you like my strategy. So that's great. Dinner is ready. Plate is finished because you know that's what he wants. What if he goes in and he, sits down and instead of him sitting, in his chair and taking off his shoes, maybe you scurry on over with a nice cold beer. Here, honey, may I ask very respectfully, while you unwind with your beer for a moment, would you mind if I took your shoes off for you? And if he says no, then you go, okay, thank you, sir. I'm going to go get your plate now. Okay? If he says, oh, yeah, sure. Okay? Because I know that, right? So he sits down, he's sipping on that beer. Maybe before you do anything, sultry music, or if you want to keep it really, because we're easing into this, right? We don't want to make this a big deal. We want to show it's inducement. We want to show him how pleasing this can be in a way that he's not even registering yet. So yes, sultry music in the background, but that could put some pressure. So I was thinking actually, as he's, sipping on his beer, before you kneel down to take his shoes off, just throw on maybe a little, is there anything that you would like me to put on TV for you, sir? I know you've had a long day, and if you would like to just veg out for a moment while I take your shoes off, I would be happy to do so. Okay? So we're not putting the pressure on him to show up for you in a certain way. We're not even saying this is a protocol I'm trying to establish. You are already meeting those needs, but then you're also slowly inducing, bringing other elements that he might enjoy. But again, we're slowly incorporating other elements, right? And let's say he goes, yeah, sure. You turn the TV on, he's sipping his beer, you kneel down, you start taking off his shoes. After you do that, maybe it's his socks. Would you like me to take your socks off as well, sir? See what he says. If he says, sure, go for it. If he says no, then there you go. You've reached your limit. But let's say he says, okay, sure. and he's just enjoying the sports. He's having a beer. He's unwinding a little bit. And then maybe it's, would you like me to, if you have one of those little foot spa things, I could get the foot spa and run you a foot soak while you watch for a moment before dinner if you'd like. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? So we're slowly gauging it. And if he says, yeah, sure, then that is your in. But we're still not going to like sucking his toes and kissing his feet yet. But do you see what I'm saying? We're creating a level of inducement that we're showing him, no, you don't have to be something you're not. You don't have all of this unrealistic pressure and expectations on you. No, no, no. This is about me being able to love you more. This is about me being able to serve you better.